Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me again. I'm back, your movie guru, with another review. This time I'm going to be reviewing Birds of Prey. This is a film that I've been waiting for. It's been getting a lot of buzz due to some pretty high ratings it's been getting. Right now it's at an 82% score on Rotten Tomatoes for the critics and then an 85% by the audience. It's 6.7 out of 10 is the score by the average score by the critics, and then they got a 4.2 out of 5 stars for the audience. I heard, a lot from various critics, and some fans. Some were saying that this was the best DC film since The Dark Knight, and it's this really great film and all that. And I'll give you my rating right up front. So I give it a 7.5 out of 10. For those of you who don't know anything about it, Margot Robbie is back in this film, reprising her role as Harley Quinn that she played in Suicide Squad. This time she's with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays Huntress, and Ewan McGregor, he's the villain. Well, they're villains, but he's the bigger villain, plays Black Mask. And then you've got Rosie Perez. She plays this kind of disgruntled cop. Journey Smollett's in it as well. She plays Black Canary. Basic plot of the film is uh, Harley Harley Quinn breaks up with Joker, and she's trying to going off on her own, and now she's got all these other people after her because she's no longer under the protection of the Joker, and kind of chaos ensues when she gets around Black Mask, and that's all I want to say without giving anything away. Um, First off, I want to say that I think the cinematography is gorgeous. I really like how colorful it is. Like when you see the film, you'll notice that they use a lot of bright scenes and then a lot of different colors. Really kind of just giving you the eye some variety to look at. I thought the fight scenes were choreographed very well, very entertaining to look at. Um, Once again, I think so. This film was rated R, um, and if you know anything about Suicide Squad, it was this film that DC kind of tried to do as what a lot of people thought of as their kind of counterbalance to how Marvel had such success with Guardians of the Galaxy. And it didn't really do well. They had to end up doing reshoots, and then it didn't do well, do too great at the box office, and then didn't do well critically as well either. And I did a review on that film, and one of my biggest problems was, as I said, that with the cast of characters, one of the main reasons it didn't work was that you didn't really care for anybody except for Margot Robbie and Will Smith's characters, Bullseye and Harley Quinn. And that's kind of what, to me, made that movie fail, in a lot of respects. And so I can see what they were thinking here. Hey, we're going to do that kind of same concept. This time we're going to make it rated R and, kind of go for a Deadpool type feel. And we're going to take the best thing about that movie that we were trying to do before, Margot Robbie, because her performance shone through. She was definitely hands down fan favorite. I'd argue her and Will Smith. So we're gonna take that, and then we're just gonna give her another cast, and we're gonna make it rated R, and center the movie around her, and then we're gonna see where that takes us. So like I said, the movie is a lot of fun. Like I say, great fight scenes. But once again, I think they fell into that mistake of as I was watching the film, I really didn't care much about the other characters except for Margot Robbie, um, and the film lives and dies by her performance and by her scenes. Not to say that she didn't do a great job, but once again, she's the only character that you care about in the film. And quite frankly, I'm thinking about, if you're thinking about this movie 10 years from now, she's really the only one, the standout that you're going to remember. Um, I always say that villains make films. It's kind of hard to differentiate in these type of films where you've got anti-heroes, so they've got to set up as one as you know when you're dealing with an anti-hero, then they got to make the villain extra bad. They kind of have that dichotomy since you don't have a hero. And Ewan McGregor, who I think is a great actor, I'm not sure if he was cast as very well in this film. He does a good performance. It's not that, but Black Mask, or at least the way that he's portrayed, is just really not all that interesting because they don't really delve into why he kind of does the things he does, or I'd say give him enough screen time where you get to know him intimately as a character. It's only, here's a cut to him doing bad things, so you hate him. Here's a cut to him doing other bad things, so you hate him as a character, and, you want to see him get his comeuppance. And the same I'd say for the rest of the cast, Huntress and Black Canary, you see shades of them and you see scenes of them, but they don't really have that performance, that they don't have the cachet that Margot Robbie does, when she's playing Harley Quinn, to where you really want to see more of them. The film, like I say, 100% sinks or swims based on her. So it's called Birds of Prey, but it really, it's extended title. I believe it's Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn is the entire title. But it really could have been called Harley Quinn and these cast of characters, or Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, because it's very much centered around her. Once again, I think this is DC still kind of figuring out, how they want to do things with Suicide Squad. They reshot it and tried to make it not as serious like as their other films. They wanted to make it a little bit more lighthearted, kind of like how the Marvel Universe was. And then with this one, I see it's definitely, they've got that lighthearted in it, but they've also, they made it rated R because it's like, hey, you might want to do something like how Deadpool did it. So it seems to me they're still trying to figure things out. Shazam, that one was like a really funny movie, really kind of lighthearted. And then Aquaman was less so, but, had a bunch of action, kind of more adult, but still lighthearted. So it seems like they're still trying to figure out what they want to do. 100% disagree with, whoever said that best DC film since Dark Knight. I don't think it's not even close in that regard. That is still 100% Wonder Woman. And in addition to Wonder Woman, I'd say Shazam. I enjoyed Shazam more than this as well. It is, I'd say, better than, some of DC's other films, the earlier ones to come that they try to make into this DC extended universe. But it does look kind of like an unfinished product if you're looking at as far as DC films go. Looks like they're still in that process of trying to figure things out. But that said, it does look like they're going in the right direction. Like I said, it is an entertaining watch. But like I say, it's definitely not a perfect film. I give it a 7.5. And most of that is carried by Margot Robbie, without whom, without Harley Quinn, yeah, just to further cement it, how Suicide Squad, one of the big knocks was that a lot of fans wish there would have been more of Joker. This film even more centers on Margot Robbie. If she was not in the film and didn't have as much airtime as she did, I think this film does even worse. So that's my rating. Not to say you shouldn't see it. I think it is enjoyable. I think that you will have a good time if you go to see this film. Once again, it is rated R, so there's a lot of violence in it. Definitely a lot more violent than what you have seen from Marvel films or other DC films. Not as violent as Deadpool, but still more violent than other films that you've seen in the superhero genre. But that's my rating for this one. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I'd recommend going and seeing it in theaters. I think you'll enjoy it as well. That's all for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. Write me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.